Hello, class. It's me again for the HOS 242 show. Hope you had a great weekend. Just want to touch base on a couple of things since this is really going to be our last week together. Um, you guys have been very enjoyable, and I hope that you've gotten a lot out of class. Though I have to say it was a little disappointing when I heard from another instructor some people were not talking very nicely about me. That is your opinion, and that is totally fine, but I'd rather communicate directly if you guys had issues versus me having to hear about something like that on a Friday afternoon. So, a little irritated, but not too much. And it doesn't change my feelings about how fabulous you all are. Anyway, so since we're talking about communication, I thought that would be appropriate to bring up because communicating is the core of marketing, it's the core of advertising, and so really communicating a message is the way that you get your audience to do something. So if I can communicate better, I definitely want to know about that, but I'd rather hear about it from you. So anyway, I digress. But anyway, here's our agenda for today. I'm going to just do a couple of announcements, a little bit of a review, just because I feel like we kind of had to rush through what we were working on last week. I'm excited just to have a working session on the 20th because I really want you guys to be able to take away these skills and really understand how to build a marketing plan. And if you don't, I really want to be able to work with you on that because I really want all of you to get a great grade on your final project and on this marketing plan. So just to clarify, each one of you is finishing this marketing plan for the student life event on your own. You all might collaborate with each other. We've been working together this whole time, but everyone is turning in their own paper. And even if there's some ideas that we're not going to do or are not going to be implemented by the Student Center, we can, I think you can expand upon ideas that you might have in this document. So just know that. And everybody needs to check out the feedback because I did get those graded last week. Make sure that this proposal / marketing plan is on point. Like you're getting a ton of points for this. And you know, how you've progressed is also going to affect your grade. So I really want you to pay attention to those details, but everybody could expand on details using bold fonts to basically make your heading, and then bullet points to carry out your thoughts so that it's a nice quick read. But there are details in those documents that the Student Life Center will be able to look at, and they can run that event without ever having to ask you all a question. So without going into too much detail and using I and we and I think, do not use those. This is not conversational. It's a bullet-pointed conversation so that they know how to run the event, but not an exchange of I and we and me and all that. It has nothing to do really with what we think, even though it has everything to do with what we think. So that is implied. I hope that makes sense. We can go over that more if it doesn't. Really want those proposals to be on point. Really want all of you to get a great grade. So I think that's all for now on finishing those marketing plans up. And then basically I just want to review a couple of notes from last week, which, you know, major thing, key thing is your customer is the reason why you're building this marketing plan. So really surveying your audience first. Hint, hint, let's survey the students on campus to find out what they're looking for from this event or from the Student Center. Surveying your audience then helps you build your plan. We don't have the luxury of doing that. So I would add an element of survey in there of how you would go about collecting information. We want to collect data so that the people at Student Life can use that later. I just cannot stress enough that giving the customers what they want and how they want it is so important. So say you have a demographic of 75-year-old women who don't really use the internet, whose key, maybe source in life is the newspaper or television. You are not going to probably do a social media campaign to engage them. Likely that would cost a lot of money and take a lot of time. So you're going to meet those folks where they are. You're going to meet them in the newspaper. You're going to meet them on TV. You're going to have events for them at the senior center. You're going to be where they are. And if they're still doing their own grocery shopping or still live on their own, you could do flyers or some sort of event like at the grocery store. Or even, if they're living at home still, which 75 is not that old, so I do not try to imply that, but if they're still living on their own and not in assisted living, they're probably still looking at direct mail. So it's really understanding who your audience is and what they do. And not to say that they don't use the internet, but they're not going to be as engaged with, say, Facebook for advertising purposes as, say, you guys are. So when you think about yourselves, think about where you are in this world, where you are online, where you are in your regular life, where you see marketing messages, and then think about how you like to be marketed to. I mean, I don't like to be marketed to. I don't even like to deal with marketing, honestly, because I have created these plans for so long, and just cannot really. I really don't like. I don't really like to receive marketing messages unless it's like from someone super cool, and I do have a list of people that I really think are fabulous and sign up for their newsletters because I want to hear what they have to say, but I simply don't have a ton of time to even look at those things. So you have to think about that. Think about your people. I'm 38 years old. I have 2 kids. I don't have a lot of time to even look at the things I've signed up for. How would you market to me if you were trying to sell me a product or service? So just like, food for thought when you're meditating in the morning, of, how you can market. So think about the student population, which is quite diverse, and then we need to break those down into some segments. So how can we segment those markets at the college, like 1 or 2 or maybe even 3? Actually, in order to segment, you do need more than 1. So 2 or 3 different segments. How would you market differently to each one of those people? Maybe we don't have to, but maybe the messaging is changed. Would you market to instructors the same way you're going to market to students? I don't know, but it's food for thought. So I just really wanted to focus on who we're marketing to and how we're marketing to them. Something we're going to go over in class is how we determine our budget. So we're really going to need to be on point with how we want to market, because once we figure out how we want to market, then we can break down our budget. Okay? So we will do that together on Wednesday. And then, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about, which we did not actually get to too much, is, and Michael was very good, and I'm sure a couple of other people said this, but all of your marketing efforts need to be intertwined. So I will bring my portfolio back, and then I'll show you how I created basically a little world of marketing within one campaign. So basically what you're going to do, is create a marketing message after we do the plan and the goals and it's approved and all of that stuff. So the next step is really to create a campaign, which is creating your message, and your message needs to be on all of your marketing materials. So say we pick 3 things to do. Say we pick Facebook, say we pick the Stall Street Journal, and say we do big banners. We want to have the same message over and over and over and over so that it can gain attention from the audience. If we have more than say 2 messages, I mean, you could do 2 messages for each of your segments, but with each of those tools or outlets you're using, you're going to want to use the same message over and over and over, because otherwise people will get confused and then they won't know when the event is or what it's about. And especially when you're doing something like a scavenger hunt and it's very detail oriented, how are you going to get that message out so that it hits your audience very quick? How could they learn more? So how could you grab their attention with something like, you know, scavenger hunt first week of school, and then have them click for more information or go to the website or go to the Facebook page to find out more about something? Because what you want to do is engage your audience so that you get them to act outside of their normal pattern of behavior. I'm so excited about what you want to do for me that I'm willing to go home and remember that I even, you know, saw this at the school and get online to figure out what it is that you guys are even talking about, because a scavenger hunt sounds super fun and big prize. Like, give me an iPad, I'm going home, I'm going to remember that because I probably need a new iPad. They're not cheap. So just be thinking about that. You need to be thinking about the journey. Marketing is about a journey, and now more than ever, there has to be journey management. You have to manage the process that you engage with your market, because there's so many messages. I think I told you guys there's at least 20 million messages each one of us is getting each year, and it's honestly only getting to be more and more and more and more. There's so much noise. How can you stand out in the noise? What do these students want? What do these students need? So those are some things for us to think about. So I want to talk about public relations, and PR is like really where I've spent a lot of my career, and you know, I think I'm really great at strategy and marketing plans and coming up with the ideas. Everyone wants PR, and public relations is really like how you get the word out about yourself in its publicity. So it's like in a newspaper or on a blog or on TV. It's not that it's free. It ends up being free because you're not paying someone typically to write about you or do something to get, you know, you attention. You're not paying them, but people paid me so that I could facilitate that process, so that I could call the newspapers, build the relationship with the bloggers. And over the course of my career, I started probably in the last 4 or 5 years calling what I was doing social PR, because largely what I was doing was building reputations online and building relationships online. Marketing is all about a relationship. Public relations is all about a relationship. If I have a relationship with someone at the newspaper, they're more likely to write about my client because they know what I'm bringing them is exciting, fun, and important. But the deal is not everybody thinks that. You could write a press release, send it to 2,000 people, and not one person pick it up. And then the whole press release conversation is something we can talk about more in depth in class. Press releases traditionally used to be written who, what, when, where, and why. So for the Student Center, for example, the who, what, when, where, and why of the Student Center is who, the Student Life Center, what, scavenger hunt, back to school event, whatever you guys call it, when, first week of school, where, at the Student Center, and why is to, you know, really the why is about building community, but you need to create a message about the why. The why is to, you know, have Spirit Week at the beginning of school and get people excited and give prizes and just, you know, whatever. So I would write a press release. I would email that to my contacts or people that I didn't know, and then I'd follow up with a telephone call to see if they were interested in my story. And the phone call would be called a pitch. So I'd be pitching them, and they might not want to pick up what I was talking about. Media is still done like that in some ways, but the reality is media is run online. So that's why I call it social PR. Bloggers are huge. If you have a product or a service that you want to get out in this world and you know a blog who has a really big following, then you're going to reach out and touch that blogger. You're going to reach out and touch the TV show host who people actually still watch. You're going to still reach out to the newspaper because they can post it online. So if we're having a big event at the school, say the Coloradoan, you know, would think that was interesting, we'd reach out and touch those folks. I mean, if there was a community side of this, kind of like your Halloween event, you could reach out and touch the Coloradoan. Hopefully they'd scratch your back and it'd be in the paper and more people get to know about it. Public relations is so powerful. And the thing is that online marketing has changed the way that PR is done, and people are just now, kind of getting in gear, but the minute that something is set in stone, it evaporates, because tomorrow it's something new. Later today, it's something new, because we can't control the web, which is why a lot of clients, a lot of companies are really nervous about the internet and internet marketing, because they can't control the conversation. So my thought process has always been to, I do honest marketing. I can't tell a lie. I don't enjoy that. It really sucks. So basically what I like to do is put the control back in the client's hand and say, this is not about you controlling your customer. This is about you getting the information you want. It's the best research tool. It's the best survey tool you could ever have, because you're listening. You're listening to what your audience wants. You're listening to what your audience is talking about, and then you could deliver a new product or service based upon what you hear that the market is lacking. So say for, the hotel that you are going to do for your final project, say we find out that people want a hotel that is completely built for business people. And I'm not talking about Holiday Inn Express. I'm talking about a really high-end hotel, and it's all awesome conference rooms they're all filled with amazing touchscreen technology, and you could bring huge groups of people together to do God knows what, but to have conferences or meetings or what have you. Say that was something that you found out as a hotel that your audience was talking about. You would otherwise not know. You could spend millions of dollars having a research firm do it for you, or you could hire an in-house staff to listen for you, and then be able to bring that information back and share it with the company, and then you can change your strategy. Marketing is about being relentless, consistent, and having the ability to adapt. You've got to be able to change your marketing plan according to what your audience wants, and that is why I love online. Online is such a powerful tool, and it's very intuitive, and when done right, you can really blow up your marketing for a company. So let's see what else I want to tell you about PR. And I know that I went on and on about the online, but it's huge. Online marketing, social PR, social public relations is all about building a relationship with your audience. So I know I've said it over and over, but this is all about relationships. PR can be newspapers, blogs, Facebook, Twitter, newsletters, TV, events, which then brings me to my next little tidbit, which I'll conclude this delightful chat that I have reached 18 minutes talking through. Partnerships. And I know we had talked about partnerships maybe in the beginning, and Carly even was talking about how her hotel wants to build partnerships with schools to get their name out there and to also show this community support. Partnerships are huge. Partnering with organizations that serve your clientele is like a hole-in-one. It's a twofer. It's awesome, because say you partner with somebody who already has a great relationship with the people you want to reach. That's awesome, because you can come in, build a relationship with that company who already has a relationship with your clients, and you guys can actually do something big together and pool your resources. And so you show alliance with someone of like mind, or of it doesn't even have to be a like service. It has to be something complementary where you both are serving the same market. And I think we talked about it in the beginning of the semester, how there were a lot of restaurants, I think it's KFC and Taco Bell, which is so random, but they had a similar audience, and so that hotel, or the food restaurant company, bought up all of these like targeted restaurants, and then they started putting them together. So those are partnerships. Now, I don't know about that being a good partnership, but I'm sure it's making them a lot of money, and it's convenient. Another in the hospitality industry is the Star Alliance. So all these airlines came together, and they now are kind of a consortium, so that they can have an experience. So I don't know how the thing actually works, but they are creating an experience for people who travel across these various um, airlines. So, from the Asian airlines to all the American airlines to the Australian airlines, whatever. So there's the Star Alliance program. And then on their website, you can even go and look. It's pretty cool. They then have like getting to know the city, so then you can find out where to stay. So then they built partnerships with these hotels, with food places, with shopping places. But there are more people marketing together in order to pool their resources and reach bigger audiences. So partnerships are huge. Partnerships are key. Working with people of like consciousness and the same target is actually a really great thing for you to do. So I actually think that's all for now. It's 20 minutes and 50 seconds. And I hope this is helpful. We are going to really work hard on Wednesday. I want those marketing plans to be stellar because you're going to use this as your roadmap to create your fabulous hotel. I think you guys have done a good job on those marketing plans. I think they're a lot better from the first proposal / marketing plan that you did to the second one, and they need to be cleaned up and expanded upon. You can see examples in my portfolio. I'm going to try to find something and post it online. There is a discussion with this, so please provide some feedback, and look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday. Thank you so much. Peace out.